Hyderabad is a name of a city, but it is so much more than a name. It is a symbol of peaceful coexistence of two cultural traditions of Hindu and Muslim, and of two official languages, Telugu and Urdu. I happened to land up in the city 2.5 years ago to start a prosperous career. As I am ever eager to visit new places, soon after reaching the city, I started exploring it. I immediately discovered that the city has lots to offer me. Hyderabad lies on the bank of River Musi, beholding various cultural artifacts of the Mughal era. It is popularly known as the City of Nizam. The city is filled with various tourist attractions. The Salarjung Museum, which was opened in 1951, is one of them. The museum's collections were sourced from the property of Salarjung family, one of the remaining of the families of the top nobles under the Nizam. Nawab Mir Yusuf Ali Khan Salarjung III spent a substantial amount of his income over 35 years to make this priceless collection, the sole possession of his life. It is said that the present collection is just half of his original collection, a huge part of which has been siphoned off. The semicircular building of the museum has 38 galleries spread on 2 floors. The ground floor has 20 galleries and the first floor has 18, divided into Central, Eastern and Western block. I, along with 2 of my friends, started exploring the Central block. There a huge variety of stone sculptures, bronze, wood carving, miniature painting, modern painting, ivory, jade, textiles, metalware, manuscripts, bidri, arms and armor made us spellbound. They were collected from various Indian states. The earliest bronze figure in the museum belongs to Pallava period. It depicts a standing Vishnu with usual attributes. There are bronze collections that give a fairly good idea of the intimate association of this medium with religion in the days gone by. The Nataraja displayed in the gallery depicts Lord Shiva performing Anand Tandav. It symbolizes 5 features of the Lord, that is, creation, preservation, destruction, salvation and omnipotence. A standing figure of Buddha of 3rd century AD, unearthed from Nelakondapalli, is another excellent display. The other sculptures housed in the gallery includes Jain figures, Gandhara-style Buddha figures and secular pieces. We were most amazed by the ivory carving collected from different parts of the world. They give an excellent idea of ivory as a medium of plastic art. Amongst the object of European ivory carving, a set of 4 ivory chairs said to have been presented by Louis XVI of France to Tipu Sultan of Mysore deserves a special mention. This apart, there are also procession scenes, delicately carved boxes, fly whisks, and figures of animal. As we moved on, we saw a collection of arms and armor consisting of an amazing variety and enormous quality of old arms and firearms. The collection includes swords, daggers, battle axes, spears, goads, maces, bows and arrows, and gunpowder containers. The defensive weapons include shields, chest plates, helmets, and suits of armor belonging to different lands and people. The notable historical personalities whose weapons are present in the collection are the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, Tipu Sultan, Muhammad Shah and Bahadur Shah. A beautiful sword of Qutub Shahi period bears an inscription mentioning the names of Sultan Abdul Hasan and Abdullah Qutub Shah. As we arrived at the modern art gallery, the works of about 85 artists represented there made us wonderstruck. The departure from the tradition of classical art in India started with the emergence of Raja Ravi Verma, a prominent painter of South India. Two of his paintings, The Kerala Beauty and Stolen Interview, adorn the gallery. The exponents of the Bengal school represented in the collection included Rabindranath Tagore, Nandalal Bose, Chagutai, and V.S. Moroji. We then came across some of the most valuable Arabic and Persian manuscripts, Japanese art, cultural art of countries like Nepal and Tibet, and furniture items with magnificent workmanship. A majority of them are inscribed. The Chinese collection, datable from 12th to 19th century, which represents possibly the most comprehensive range of export wares, is peerless. Finally, we come to the galleries most heard of, the European Gallery. Among Indian museums, barring a few exceptions, the Salarjung Museum stands unique for its European collection. It comprises art objects ranging from resplendent and excellent oil paintings, attractive glass objects, majestic furnitures, ivories, enablewares, clocks, etc. Now, talking about the outstanding pieces of European art, we can't miss the wooden statue of Mephistopheles and Margareta. Even the marble sculptures in the museum are considerable in number. The majority of them are copies of Greek mythological sculptures of famous artists. Among the original figures, beautifully created is a charming sculpture of veiled Rebecca, acquired by Salarjung I. Rebecca is a character from the Old Testament. The world-renowned sculptor G.B. Benzoni has brought out the bridal bashfulness and youth of Rebecca with his unerring chisel. This creation of the artist is always the one which surprises each visitor. It was around 3 in the afternoon that we were about to leave the museum, but then it so happened that we saw a huge crowd gathered in the ground floor. They were all waiting eagerly for some surprise. Actually, they were all waiting for a huge clock of 19th century to turn 3. It is a clock with 350 parts, which is said to have manufactured in England and assembled in Kolkata. It contains a mechanism by which a small toy figure of a bearded man comes out of the enclosure 3 minutes before every hour and exactly at 60th minute strikes the gong as per time and then goes back inside. There is another toy man visible who is a blacksmith with a hammer in hand, strikes the second without any break. The huge mechanical clock, rich with nicely wrought metallic mounts, has 3 dials for day, date and month. This musical clock is one of the biggest attractions of the museum, and daily during the museum timing at every hour, people gather in big numbers just to see the striking of the gong by the toy. Now after seeing this, we just could not convince ourselves to go back without visiting the clock gallery, which we had left due to tiredness. So lastly, we saw some good examples of the clocks of the period of Louis XV, Louis XVI, and Napoleon the Great. It was indeed a day well spent.